How y'all doing? Very important. You know, I mentioned the information, the video didn't upload or something. That's, I don't know, somebody might have stole the video. In reference to politicians, some of you have tried to claim you were reprimanding or, you know, saying things to these satellite controllers. If you're a part of their organization or if you're associated with their criminal activity and you're trying to claim that you were reprimanding them and they've been abusing me every single day, obviously your authoritative position is not being respected, or authoritative position by those people. Now, don't forget my status. I've told them to leave me alone too. The satellite man and all their government people playing tricks, trying to mutilate, trying to damage my identity, these people trying to capitalize off of holding me hostage. They thought they'd try to make opportunities for themselves. That's unsportsmanlike conduct too. Reference to criminal activities of politics or government or people trying to steal my companies, or business people trying to play fraud games. It's attempted murder. The government man trying to play their games. The government people, you've seen in sports, people saying, oh, there's people in like a competition position, like somebody was a starring athlete, and then there's always somebody lurking in the background being jealous. And then they were hoping that person would get injured in the sport or something so they could take their position. See, these government people have played those types of tricks, trying to steal my identity and trying to steal my wealth. Those government people need to get prosecuted for their crimes. Like they were trying to play the Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding thing or whatever. You know, where they said Tanya Harding had hit her on the leg and then she couldn't skate or something. And then Tanya Harding went out there and skated or something, you know. There's government people trying to play tricks with people in business. Government trying to murder off rich people. And then they try to steal a person's wealth with illegitimate children, stolen children, people that would try to steal property and land, people that would try to play gold digging theft with child support games. That's criminal activity. Those government people don't have no legal right at all. Their tricks, their manipulations, their fraud. And, you know, those satellite controllers, you know, politicians have told them to stop. Or police chiefs have told them to stop, but they haven't stopped. So what's the next step? You have to arrest the people that are doing that. Industry of death people trying to play games, burning people. People trying to steal people's wealth and properties with satellites. That's bullshit. That's one of the reasons the government, you know, was outlawed, reference to government spying on people back in the 60s. World protocols in the media. You know, it's a documentation of my identity and who my parents are. The activity of satellite controllers and government people saying they reprimanded their people. No, this is beyond reprimanding. Their activities of mutilation is crimes of murder, attempts of murder. Where's my lawsuit monies? Hello, Surgeon General. And in reference to the Treasury had documents to say if somebody was blocking me from my money, the Treasury is supposed to send me money. Treasury is supposed to go after the people blocking me. People trying to play financial triangle games, or they're trying to play estate triangle games. I'm the only owner of my mother and father's estate. It's not government property. It's not estate property of government. No, it is not. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates forever. World protocol is my identity. It's a blueprint of my anatomy, birthmarks, beauty marks, and scars that I've had when my parents was alive. So in reference to government or people trying to play tricks, no matter who they are, no matter where they come from, they have no entitlement of nothing. And in reference to people that are trying to play this game, like say for instance, if you didn't know, the Bentley or Rolls Royce didn't show up at the house today. So the government gets sued for $1 billion plus. That's just how it works. You know, the point of information, every day it's supposed to be another $1 billion lawsuit until that Rolls Royce or Bentley shows up in this driveway here at the little house. You know, the point of information, the government trying to play tricks. You know, my teeth, like this tooth right here, grows like 1 millimeter a day. But then if they burn it down a couple millimeters or something. Then it's 2 more, 3, 4, another week. days since they damaged it. And the government trying to do this shit to humiliate me and my race and religion, those government people have to get prosecuted for religious crimes and hate crimes of dirty government. You don't have a right mutilating my looks. I've been a person of living historic status since I was born. My parents was the two richest people in the world. My parents owned the most land in America. The government doesn't have a right playing games. My grandparents was the largest landowners too. So in reference to government trying to play tricks, it's illegal for government to try to play games. And when they tell their people to stop satelliting me and they didn't stop, obviously their authoritative position is something they're covering up, the fact that they really didn't tell their people to stop. That shows you that their political activity or their police chiefs that are involved in that stuff are obviously conspiring with politicians that are trying to steal in America. They're trying to steal land and property. It's criminal activities of government, criminal activities of law enforcement doing things to try to hurt me, or satellite controllers, pigs in space, government people and government branches trying to steal my wealth. My parents got murdered. And my parents was frozen. Where's my money? Where's the lawsuit monies against government? You government people have tried to make my life very difficult with your illegal intrusions, your illegal blocking of monies that I was supposed to have received. It even says in reference to wealth protection at the Treasury, they have these on document. They have this information on document that if somebody blocks me from my wealth, the Treasury and government gets sued. And I am not supposed to be deprived of my wealth. And the government knows and the Treasury knows there's numerous lawsuits, numerous. And the government trying to play tricks blocking me from my wealth? No. People trying to embezzle time and money on properties or businesses, trying to make themselves look like they thought they'd claim to be the owners of something. Nothing's ever for sale. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates and companies, always. And I'm the owner of my third empire, and no girl's going to get any money from my third empire. No child support monies from the third empire either. It's protected by the Royal Protocol information. Everything's been copywritten since I was born. Any accusations of government or people trying to get into my life, trying to play this game like they were trying to turn my life inside and out in every which way but loose, that's bullshit. Those government people got to get charged for their crimes. And their political people saying they told those satellite men to stop, and they didn't stop. Obviously, their authoritative position is they're either in on it, or the satellite controllers are not listening to what they told them to stop. In reference to, they told them to stop touching me, stop looking at me. And there's been laws since I was born that tell satellite controllers not to touch me, not to be burning on me. There's been laws since the day I was born. My father was a hero in this country. My father was the richest man in the world. My mother was the richest woman in the world. They came from two of the richest families in the world. In reference to my grandparents. So in reference to wealth protection and beauty protection status and laws, it's been there. Obviously the politicians and the government have allowed illegal activity of their agents. They have to go after their agents. They have to get prosecuted for their crimes of satellite mutilations and abuses. But, in reference to, my tooth that they have damaged, in 10 days, it grows like a millimeter a day or something. In 10 days, it should grow 1 centimeter in reference to my tooth, without them ever touching it at all, with them stopping their satellite activity. And today is the 7th of December. Thursday, the 7th of December, 2017. So it should be grown all the way down to the normal size in like 10 days. If they don't touch it, if they don't burn on it. And it's illegal for the government to cause a problem for the healing process. They caused the injury. Their government agents caused the injury, and then they're preventing it from healing. That is attempted murder. And the government trying to play their humiliation game of manipulations and extortions. Their agents, they know which ones are doing it. Their agents have to get prosecuted for their crimes. They don't have no legal right. They won't ever have no legal right. And I was born into a super rich family when I was born. My parents was super rich. And the government doesn't have a right trying to steal that from me. That's why there's documents in the Treasury. It says I'm supposed to receive money ASAP. If the government was blocking me from my money, or any businessman was hijacking or trying to hijack my companies. That's a factual law. Because the government is not allowed to steal my wealth or to block me from my privileges of wealth or my stature. Just because some government man wanted to play poor man, rich man games, or rich man, poor man games, where they try to make a rich man look like a poor man. That's criminal activity, government man. You know, you see people, they're hateful towards people that are successful or people that come from successful families. A lot of these government people. Because they think in politics, they thought they'd be super rich. Never heard of a politician in America ever being super rich from politics. That means they're washing money or stealing money or illegally forging money or status, whoever those people are. And that's a violation. Some people have been rich before they got into politics. If somebody got rich when they were in politics in America, there seems to be a problem with certain types of money laundering of government politicians and people stealing money or something. I don't know. And the Treasury has to go after those politicians. So does the Supreme Court. So does the little courts and the big courts. They have to go after those bad government people. And they have to get prosecuted. But back to the point of the Treasury. The Treasury knows they're not allowed to let anybody downgrade my super wealth status. My family built lots of things in this country. My family built lots of buildings in New York and Chicago and California and other cities and states in America. The government doesn't have a right trying to tear down the accomplishments and history of my family, in reference to my mother and father and grandparents. And in reference to friendly girls, in reference to females that are friendly, that like me or whichever, how you all doing, many things of importance, and things of the future in reference to friendly acknowledgments, you know. Just depends on, you know. Like it even says on documents, I'm always supposed to be hanging out with females. They'll say, why? Because men are jealous. Men would try to hurt me if I was by myself. Men would try to hurt me to steal my wealth or to try to make themselves seem popular, or they would try to cock block me. And that's the kind of things they try to do. You know, there's all kinds of different things that different men of different races, they get jealous or they get mad or they get angry because somebody might have a good looking girlfriend, or somebody might have wealth, or somebody might own land. There's laws that says they don't have a right intruding or abusing me. So in reference to people, you know, people violating wealth or stature laws, you know, people gotta get prosecuted. The activity of government and their tricks, either they're in on it, or they're conspiring with the postal thieves or whoever these people are, or they're trying to steal mansions, or they're trying to steal wealth, or they're trying to hide, or they're trying to overshadow me and my ownership and wealth. That's criminal activity. Or they were trying to skim off my companies, or they were trying to skim off my revenues, or they were trying to skim off my wealth, and they were blocking me from my trust funds because their people thought if they stole babies, they thought they'd get away with stealing trust funds. I'm not allowed to make any trust funds for any children. I'm not allowed to give anything away. Never signed, never gave, never sold, never. But, you know, back to the point, you know, if I had my trust funds, if I had my money, if I had my revenues, you know, and if I had girlfriends to hang out with, you know, there would be, you know, some common, somewhat family-oriented activities of just like normal activities of a relationship, you know, or relationships with, you know, friendly girls, you know, many things of importance. Yeah, but in reference to the activities of government and their activities of manipulations and extortions, everything they're trying to do is fraud. And when they've tried to block me from my wealth or my money, the Treasury is supposed to send me money, and the Treasury was supposed to do an investigation on why people was blocking me from my mansions. Same thing with the deeds departments. They're supposed to be going after these people, asking them why they're blocking me from my money. Because no excuse is ever going to work. They'll say, oh, they thought you were too rich, or they thought you didn't need your money. They said they knew how to spend your money better than you. They thought their money looked better in their pocket. They thought they'd be richer than you and steal your land and property or something, is what they try to say. No, that doesn't work. And that goddamn satellite man trying to make people's teeth look like candy corn, that's bullshit. You know that Halloween candy corn? Better stop, government. It's attempted murder. It's told you the whole time since the day I was born, don't touch me, don't steal from me, don't abuse me. My parents was the two richest people in the world when I was born. The day I was born, my parents was the two richest people in the world. And I was the richest baby ever born in world history. And the Treasuries knew where my parents' wealth came from. And the Treasury knows where my Third Empire money's come from. I haven't received any of it. The government's been stealing it. The postal thieves have been stealing the money. The accountants, I don't know if they tried to send monies, but I didn't receive anything. I'm here at the little house. Didn't receive any of the monies yet. But the Treasury knows in reference to wealth stature and the fact that my parents and grandparents built lots of things in this country and built lots of properties. And, you know, revenues from those properties. Where's my money? Where's my trust funds? Where's my lawsuit monies? Lots of things of importance. Low Treasury departments and England Treasury and treasuries around the world in friendly countries. Lots of things of importance.